This is the Art Beauty Podcast where we tell the real truth about the fake shit. I'm Amber, and today my gorgeous and fabulous co-host is Miss Sophia Knapp. She is the daughter of the creator of my favorite beauty product ever. It's actually cosmeceutical. We're going to get into that in a minute. I'm talking about Oxygenetix Foundation. Sophia, I cannot praise you and your fabulous father enough. May he rest in peace. What a loss that we had there. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm super excited to be here with you.
I'm super excited too. So I cannot, for anybody who's listened, you've heard me talk about Oxygenetix forever. I talk about this being my favorite foundation. They've got incredible moisturizer. They're coming out with a product. I don't know if we're allowed to mention it yet.
We can mention it. Yeah.
Okay, we can mention it. So they've got this incredible concealer. So like, yay.
Finally, yes.
Finally. And so your father, Barry, he created this product, and there's such an incredible story behind this. Can you tell us how he came up with this?
Yeah, for sure. So my father was a Hollywood makeup artist, and back in the day, my grandma got a laser procedure. And it was pretty bad. I mean, her skin was oozing, even her eyes were bloodshot. I remember this vividly being a little kid. And my dad was like, there's gotta be a product out there that can help heal this kind of thing, but also conceal it. So you can go out in public while you're healing from things like this. And so that really got his wheels turning. And then he partnered up with some dermatologists and chemists and Court Pearson, which is the co-founder, and they created Oxygenetix.
Okay, so Oxygenetix, for anybody who is not familiar, this is a totally breathable foundation. It is full coverage. It is buildable. It is like second skin. Like you said, it was designed for people. Originally, it was created for post-procedure as a post-procedure cosmeceutical, but it has since spread like wildfire. I use it as my everyday foundation, and I have for about the past 12 years since I met your dad. I was working at Fox, and he and Randy came in, and they were maybe talking to some of the makeup artists there, and I was working as an entertainment reporter, and I was like, hey, I'd love to try this. So for anybody who thinks that entertainment reporting is a glamorous thing, let me set the stage for you. You're standing in New York City on a hot sidewalk, generally for hours, waiting for those celebrities to come by, and like, picture that in like the middle of July. It's essentially like a swamp. Your hair looks disgusting. Your makeup is sweating off. It is not at all glamorous. And I was like, I need something that is not going to sweat off, that's going to look good now for HD camera. And they were like, you have to try this. And it was love at first application.
Amazing. I love that you knew my dad too. It's so cool.
I'm so sorry for his loss. When I heard about that, that is like such a sad thing, because he was just such a beautiful light of a man.
Yeah, he was charismatic and huge of a person.
But
I'm so blessed that I get to work with this company now and kind of carry out his legacy. It has been such a joy.
I mean, this is like something that, so like we said, it started as sort of this fabulous product that was then picked up by doctors everywhere. Right? Like I know in New York, if you go into any reputable dermatologist's office, you will see Oxygenetix there, because that is what they give you if you have had any sort of like a laser, Ulthera, even things like it's safe to use after like microneedling, correct? Anything that's like red, even if it's puncturing your skin. Correct. This is like what you want to use, because it will cover up all the redness. But it's really taken off in Hollywood.
It really has. Yeah.
So how did that happen?
Yeah. So because of the plastic surgeons in Beverly Hills and in Hollywood and up in LA, they really started to take hold of this product, and their celebrity clientele would use this after procedures. And then they would be like, whoa, actually, I don't want to use anything else on my skin, because this felt really good. Actually didn't feel like wearing anything at all.
Right.
And it helped my skin to heal, and it looked really good. So then the makeup artists started using it, because the celebrities were like, hey, I don't want you to use anything else on my skin. And so now we're in a bunch of different studios, and a bunch of different TV shows use us now. And it's just kind of spread like wildfire from there.
I mean, I know that one of my favorite actors, Cillian Murphy, is actually going to be on what is it, Rolling Stone and GQ
Yeah,
wearing
correct.
this. So good for
Uh-huh.
girls and for guys and for the
Yeah.
whole for everybody.
Yeah, because in the industry, of course, men are wearing makeup too, and they don't want to look like they're wearing makeup, and they don't want to feel like they're wearing makeup too. So
I can't tell you how. So the formula is so beautiful. It really is like second skin. It goes on. I've had people stop me and they're like, you've got such beautiful skin. I always wear this product. I want to get into the ingredients in a minute, but I also do want to say one of the things that I love about it is that it has SPF, so it has sun protection. But let's talk about some of the ingredients that make up this patented incredible formula. Starting with the Ceravitae, which is like the hero
sure.
ingredient.
Yeah. So the Ceravitae is really our hero product or ingredient, sorry. And it's our patent. So Ceravitae, do you want to know actually like the history of Ceravitae a little bit?
Yeah.
Kind of interesting. So Ceravitae is a derivative of saccharomycete lysate. It's really hard to say. But this is actually a yeast extract.
Okay.
So back in the day, women were making bread and they realized that all these bread makers had amazing hands and arms because of the oxygen that would come to their skin from the yeast in the bread. And so they had beautiful buttery hands. It looked so young. And so scientists started to derive the yeast and put it into formulations and things. So my dad, did a bunch of research. He was a super nerd into ingredients and formulations and things. And he found this ingredient. And that's what we actually use in the foundation and our Hydra Matrix. All of our products have Ceravitae. So like on a cellular level, it's actually promoting oxygen uptake to your skin cells. So oxygen is what we need to breathe, obviously, but also for healing, oxygen is crucial. So without oxygen, like think about if you have like a sore on your hand and you just cover it up and cover it up, cover it up, you never let it breathe, it might start to get infected or ooze. Like you need that oxygen and air permeability. So not only is the Ceravitae doing it on that level, our formulation is also breathable as far as like it will not clog your skin and it sits on top of your skin. It doesn't go in your skin because of a breathable mesh that we have created as well.
I mean, I cannot sing the praises enough. You also have an acne line, right? That from this.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
there's a sort of regular foundation, and then there's a specific acne line. And not to name drop here, but Kourtney Kardashian is a huge fan of that product,
Yeah,
correct?
it's been
Yeah.
really cool. Like her makeup artist, I think, introduced it to her and she started using it only. And she makes sure that all her makeup artists have it. And she has just talked about us freely in the press, and it's just been amazing. We love her. But yeah, our acne control line has salicylic acid. So salicylic acid is one of the best chemical exfoliants because it goes really deep and it really helps unclog your pores of bacteria and debris and helps acne. I mean, it's amazing. I have adult acne and I just had a baby. So the acne control is really the only thing that I can use that helps my skin and helps it feel better.
I mean, congratulations. All right. I said before to
Thank
you that
you.
I wasn't going to say this, and I'm not going to get into what it was, but I recently had a procedure, and you can't tell right now because I'm wearing Oxygenetix, but it's scabbed and it's not pretty. And you can't even see, but there are like scabs on my face right now. And I woke up and was like, so for the past couple of days, I've not been putting anything on my face. But this morning I was like, thank God for this. Thank
Mhm.
God for your product, because again, full coverage. And you can't see it. So
Mhm.
it's great. If you've got, I mean, you know what this is really great for too? Um, my husband's home right now, and I talk about him on this podcast all the time, but he never ever hears it. But like, if he's got a pimple or something, I'm like, just come here. I'll just dab like a little bit on there because it blends into skin perfectly.
Yeah, it really does. That's what I love about it too, is I don't want to look like I'm wearing a ton of makeup sometimes. So I can just put this on, like, especially when I go to the gym and I have some acne or something, I
Right.
can just put like one layer on, just feel like a little bit better about my skin. And then, cause you see yourself in the mirror at the gym and you want to look okay. I mean, at least I do. I don't want to go in and look in Raggedy Ann. But yeah, it really helps soothe too with that acne. Like it's good.
You know what's really nice about this too, is that it is buildable. So if
Mhm.
you want a very light application, I found that if I use like a sponge and kind
Mhm.
of dab it on, it's super sheer. It's like go to gym, it's go to hot yoga sheer. You're
Mhm.
fine. If I need a little bit more, if I'm doing something on TV, you can build it up. I'll use a brush to put it on. Right now, I'm not even wearing concealer. I just have on the Oxygenetix, and I think that it just gives such a beautiful, beautiful foundation.
It looks
Um,
amazing. Yeah.
it really does. And I'm really excited because we're actually going to be featuring this in the New Beauty. So for listeners, you know that I work with New Beauty, and I got it in front of the hands of the editorial team of New Beauty, who all fell in love with it. And we're actually going to be featuring it on a show this week. So tune into that, which is really, really exciting.
We're really excited
So,
about that.
so in addition to the foundation, you actually have the moisturizer,
Uh-huh.
and you've got the new concealer line coming out. Tell us a little bit about because the moisturizer is also insane.
Yeah, and that's the moisturizer is really great for post-procedure too, because it has hyaluronic acid, sodium PCA, also has the breathability and the oxygen uptake with the Ceravitae. And all of our products, by the way, are aloe vera based.
Okay.
So that is really what helps it be so soothing and cooling and antimicrobial. So it really helps with any bacteria or anything, especially post-procedure. You want to be really being careful so that you don't get infections or irritations. So anyways, but yeah, the Hydra Matrix it's amazing. If you have a bug bite, if you have razor burn, anything like that, it's going to soothe it, but also help it heal faster.
And I like it too because it's not fragranced.
No fragrance. Yeah. So men love it because it's not greasy either.
Right.
And it really, once it sets, it's just in your skin.
Yeah. I'm telling you, like, I've turned all my girlfriends onto it because of that. It's fragrance free, it's great for soothing, and it's great as an everyday moisturizer. We talk about a lot about how this was created for post procedure, but I just want everybody to know that, again, this is the foundation I use for my everyday foundation. And now that I'm in my 40s and I'm getting procedures, also great for that too. And
And I
so,
do want to say one thing about the Hydra Matrix. So,
yeah,
um, for example, if you're using our makeup, but you're using like powders over it or primers that clog your skin, you're just kind of reversing like the good that you're doing with our makeup. So we always recommend you use the Hydra Matrix as a primer. It creates like a
mm.
really good, plump, smooth canvas for your foundation. It works perfectly for that.
So what made you decide to now start a line of concealers?
Well, this has been in the works for a little while. So when my father died, actually, he was the one that created the shades. And so it was just hard for us to pick back up. And anyways, but now we're like, okay, people have been wanting concealer for a little while now. We've been asked about it. So our concealer is amazing. This is the first time I'm even talking about it live or anything. It's 5 to 10 times the pigment, depending on the shade that it is. And it still has that breathability of all of our other products. So it's still really nourishing, especially in the eye area when you have like fine lines and wrinkles. You're going to want something that is actually helping your skin heal and rejuvenate and become more youthful. So this will do that while also giving you the coverage you need, honestly, in one application.
Oh, a little bit of this goes such a long way. I was lucky enough being part of New Beauty that I got to test the concealer. It is everything that you promise it's going to be more. And I think for our, more mature listeners, I know for me, once I got into my 40s, I can't wear a lot of different makeups because they start to sink and crease and crack. This will
Mhm.
not. This is such a beautiful sheer, and it almost gives you like it's not a matte finish and it's not like an uber dewy finish. It's just a
Mhm.
beautiful, I really can't think of any other way to describe it other than second skin. It looks like your own skin finish. And the concealer I really liked because, again, it didn't sink into the creases.
Mhm. For sure. Yeah.
Because yeah, we can't have that.
I know. A really good tip for that, which I've been doing recently, is you get like a sponge and you open your eyes really wide and you lightly brush up on those lines because it's actually really natural for us to have a little bit of lines right here.
Right.
And it's going to happen. So if you do that, then you just let your eyes set, then it's not going to accentuate the lines in your eyes.
Right. I mean, I love watching sometimes the YouTube videos where I'm like watching them put on, and it's great on videos. And I love all these influencers, and like, I wish I'd half their talent, but I watch them like caking all that makeup on and like dripping it over and then sponging it in. And I'm like, yeah, write me in 10 years and we'll see we'll see how that's working for you, because
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
if you,
yeah, because less is more, especially as we get older and we want to look more natural. And yeah.
yeah, and we have to, because I'm telling you, the older you get, makeup is it can be a tricky beast because of settling into the fine lines and wrinkles, because of the way the makeup sets. The mesh that you're talking about here, whatever
Mhm.
this magic formula that you've created is, it doesn't do that. I did want to mention too that there is
Yeah.
sun protection in here, correct?
There
I
is,
think I
yeah.
hit
And it's a physical UV protection from titanium dioxide. So it's super
right,
safe.
right.
And another reason why that's amazing, by the way, is because it photographs really well. So if you ever get your picture taken with a flash and you just get whited out,
Yeah.
that's because that has I'm gonna blank out right now. I think it's zinc or something like that.
Okay.
That's usually in foundation. Don't quote me on that,
Right.
but ours has titanium dioxide that doesn't do that flashback. So that's why
Yeah.
ours is so good in HD, like you said, and in photography.
It is. I mean, or just did I just do that? Sorry, it's the end of the day. It's Friday. I'm ready to get my party started. The other thing I will also sing the praises about this, you can put this on in the morning, and in the morning, 12 hours later, it still looks the same. So whenever I see people do foundation reviews, I'm like, great. It looks great when you first put it on, but let me see you at the end of the day. This is
Right.
going to look as good at the end of the day. It just stays put.
Yeah,
What?
even if you get a little bit sweaty or anything, like
Oh,
it's
sweat
actually
proof.
it's water and transfer resistant. So you can go
Right.
swimming for 90 minutes and it'll stay on. And actually, I did that test last summer. I like
The pool
swam.
test where you get
I
in
did
the
the pool
pool.
test. Yeah, I swam for like 90 minutes in the pool. And it actually looked even better because, like, for example, if you use a wet sponge over the top of it, it really just sets it on your skin. It looks almost even better. It was just like, whoa, okay.
For anybody who doesn't know the test we're talking about, and I found out about this in the funniest way. I was on vacation with a friend and her brother, and a beautiful woman walked by, and he's like, well, let's see if she passes the pool test. And I'm like, what the heck is that? And he's like, let's see if her face looks the same when she comes out of the pool as when she went in. And I was like, oh my God. And it did not.
Oh my gosh.
Did not.
That's great.
So this passes all the tests. What you mentioned before, the colors and the shades, and
Yeah.
there's also a great family story about your shade class, which is a really nice inclusive shade, and you have this incredible shade finder, but you don't go to sort of warm, neutral, cool. Tell us about the way that your shades are set up.
So our shades are set up by the blue-based, yellow-based color system, which is a scientifically proven color system. My grandmother, Renee Knapp, actually learned under Robert Dorr, who founded the system. And back in the 80s when the color boom was happening, everyone's getting their colors done. Like, you've heard of the seasons, okay?
Right. Yeah.
So that was actually a spin-off of the blue-based, yellow-based color system, which
By
is
the way,
like,
I was alive during that time and just coming into like understanding makeup, and like people would come to the house and do it for my mom. And so, yeah, I know all about the
all about it.
seasons. Uh-huh. Sure do.
So the seasons, I'm not going to talk shade on it or anything, but it got the fundamentals a little bit confused, because really at the core of this color theory, everything in the universe is blue or yellow based, including people. So I'm a blue based person. You look amazing in that hot pink, and you have that really dark, rich hair. So I would say you're also a blue base.
Yeah.
Do you feel it? What
Yes, I'm a
shade are
blue
you
base.
using of Oxygenetix?
Beige.
Okay, cool.
Because I think I've tried, what is the beige is the blue base, because I tried the yellow one, and the yellow's too a little bit too yellow for me.
Right. No,
I don't
totally.
have the chart here, but I've tried them all. And I actually just shade matched my mom, who is Asian. And I would have thought that the Asian skin was more of a yellow base, but she was better in the blue too.
Oh, well, yeah, it's not what you think. It's like your undertone of your skin.
Right. Which
So
I've
my
never,
grandma
listen, I'm
actually,
42 and I've worked in beauty my entire life, and I still can't. I
it's
go
really
online
hard
sometimes. It's
to
hard. It's hard. It's
I grew
really
up with
hard.
this color system and I've heard it my whole life. I mean, so I know it to a T, but like I understand why it can be a little bit confusing. But my grandma actually studied in Japan. And
Right.
so yeah,
Okay.
so there's definitely
So
blue and yellow base of every race, every ethnicity.
how do you do you know offhand some tips for people? I know you have an incredible shade finder, but like, are there things like you just said you look good in pink with the dark hair? How can we tell if we're blue or yellow based?
Okay, so I'll just give you a couple quick tips. So if so if you look at the colors, orange and burgundy, and I'm talking like real burgundy, like that wine plummy burgundy, which one would you rather wear as a scarf? Which one would look better on you as a scarf? And the reason why that test is done is because orange is the only color in the rainbow that can only be yellow based, and same with burgundy. It's the only one that can only be blue based. So that's
Oh,
like a really, you know, for sure, like if you like burgundy way more than orange, you're blue based, because we are all naturally drawn to our colors in our system.
I literally though was just on a podcast wearing orange, like a bright, like neon orange. And I also feel like I look good in
But was it
burgundy.
neon orange? It was super neon orange. Do
It
you feel
was
like you
like
look good in like mustard yellow?
maybe not as much. No.
Because neon colors are confusing.
Okay.
Most neons are blue based.
Oh, great. Okay. So then I'm like, shoot, did I just screw everything up in my, no, okay. I'm blue based. Got it.
Also,
Hey,
by the way, it doesn't matter. Like if you love a color, of course, wear a color you like, you know, it doesn't matter if you
amen.
stick to
Thank
it.
you. Thank you for putting that out there. I always say,
Yeah.
again, I talk about my husband a lot, but I remember the first time I was like, wear this hot pink shirt. And he's like, can I wear it? And I was like, baby, if you wear it, you can wear it. Right. You
Yeah.
just got to own it.
Yeah, totally. And it's more important to be cohesive with like your makeup and your clothes together than
Yeah.
wearing the right color in your system anyways.
Isn't there something with the veins too that you can tell if you're yellow or blue, or am I making that up?
So that people do that for like the warm and the cool.
Okay.
But it's really hard. It's really hard for people to really be able to tell what vein color they are. And
Yeah.
it's really confusing because sometimes your vein here is a different color than your vein here. So people are
Right.
like, what's going on? It's not the best way to do it.
So your tip was, are you more orange or burgundy?
Yeah, like you had to choose between the two.
Okay.
Another way is like you'll never choose a nail polish color that's not your color, because your hand will look like almost like it's dead if you're
Yeah.
wearing the wrong color. So if you like more peachy pinks, then you're going to be yellow based. If you like more pinky like me, pinky pinks,
Can you,
then you're
I don't know if you
more
can tell.
blue based.
I'm neon pink right now. I feel like you can't see that, but
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a blue
Okay.
based pink for sure. So that's another way to tell.
Thank God for that. Thank God for you. So now I know I'm blue base and I can go into the rest of my life knowing this. It's funny. I'll never forget. I was at Dr. Halas's office getting Ulthera with this woman, Rachel, who's been on the podcast, who knew your father and who loved your father and has been a huge fan of Oxygenetix. And I remember she put it on me and she was like, wow, you're really a true beige. She put it on. She's like, this is your perfect color. You know what's nice too?
That's amazing.
Even I like these shades too because of I can't explain it. It is full coverage, but it's buildable. So even if you have a little bit of a tan in the summer, I don't have to have two different colors. I find the beige for me year round. No, granted, I don't sit and bake out in the sun, but I've got like a little color now because I was on vacation. It still works. It's really, really, really beautiful and
It
forgiving.
blends really well into your skin tone that you have. So it
Yeah.
changes a little bit depending on the skin. I think it changes a little bit depending on what you look like and like what your skin tone brings out of the makeup,
Okay.
which is cool. Because I've
And
seen like ivory look different on different people, but it matched them perfect, just the same, you know? So I'm like, okay. So that's cool
gotcha.
about it too.
Well, I will say for anybody who's listening, they can go on and you have a fabulous shade finder. What is it? Shadefinder.oxygenetix.com.
Mhm.
And then you also have a great policy, right? Like if people in general, right? If the color doesn't
Yeah,
work, you'll work with them to make sure you get the right color.
absolutely. Yeah. And if you use a shade finder, we send you a sampler card too,
Okay.
so that if the shade that you ended up getting isn't your perfect match, then you can look at each shade on a shade finder. And it's just like a little tiny swatch. It's not enough for a full application of each one, but it's enough to see, okay, wait, actually that one looks a lot better on my skin.
Right.
Because our shade finder it's great technology, but of course technology is just going to get better, but it's,
Right.
you know, it's one of the first that has really come out.
Right.
But yeah, we partner with Mime and they've done a great job for us.
Amazing. So if people, well, before I let you go, is there anything, I know that you're just launching the concealer. Are there like any other areas that you're looking to go into?
Yeah, definitely. So that's kind of my realm right now is I'm trying to kind of see what products we can come out with next. And also come out with some new shades this year, which
Okay.
I'm really excited about. So yeah, we have a lot coming. I don't want to say too much too
Okay.
soon, but
And
definitely the concealer is going to be coming in the next like 60 days. So be on the lookout for that. Get on our email list if you want to be like the first to know. You guys are the first to know. So you can do that on our website.
amazing. And that's oxygenetix.com. By the way, you're right now only sold through professional channels, correct?
We are sold online as well.
Right.
We went to the online space a few years ago, but
Right.
mainly, I mean, like, we're mainly found in medical clinics,
Right.
but now you can also buy from our website.
Any thoughts to kind of go into mass market or retailers?
We've thought about it, but it doesn't fit with us right now. So
And you know what? You don't need to, because I'm telling you, if you go into any reputable doctor in Manhattan, and they are the best of the best, every
yeah,
office carries this full line. And that's another good tip too. If you are one of those people who are like, I don't want the hassle of having to buy, return, figure out my shades,
right.
call a local dermatologist, call a local med spa. Like, they're probably going to have this.
Yeah. And we also have a store locator on our website. So you
There you
can
go.
find what doctors in your area carry it.
Before I let you go, and I don't want to quote, it's also extremely price friendly. I
Yeah.
feel
I
like,
mean, if you think about how it's skincare and makeup in one,
right.
you're saving money also in the long run by the damage that other makeup is doing to your skin.
But
So
what is this retail for?
at 66.
$66. I mean, but that's the same as like any other beautiful high-end and that I'm telling you is not going to be the same. It's just not
Yeah.
going to be the same. Yeah. Can you tell I love this? I mean, it's all I've worn for the past
Yes.
12 years. I need to keep spreading the message, because you can never go out of business. And by the way, I order this by the case. Every year I place an order and I'm like, I need another case of it because I want to make sure that it's all here. Also, I love this new packaging, by the way. So I wanted to show you, here is one that's full. And I love this because you can absolutely see how much is left. That is so brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
so brilliant.
Yeah. We used to have white bottles, but yeah, I love this too.
I love the new packaging. I remember the white bottles, and just well done. I cannot sing your praises enough, Sophia. I loved your father, Barry. He's so great. I love Randy, who also works with you. I just think that if you are looking for a true cosmeceutical, this is my 100% favorite. I don't say that lightly, but I've said it time and time again on this podcast. If you want to know more about this, they should go to oxygenetix.com.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have any questions for people who are listening at home, you can always write me. I will be 100% honest with you. hello@artbeautypodcast.com. I want to thank you so much for being on with us today, Sophia.
Thank you for having me. It was so fun.
I cannot wait to see what else is in store. And listen, if you're listening to this now, tune in on February 9th, which will be maybe this Wednesday. So this podcast launches the day before. So tune in tomorrow night, because we're going to be on with New Beauty talking about this. And there might even be some good deals in it for you, is all I'm going to say. That's all we're going to say. Thank you. Sending so much love to you and your family. Thank Randy. And if you want to know more, like I said, you can always email me, hello@artbeautypodcast. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and here on YouTube at Art Beauty Podcast. And as always, we will see you next Tuesday.
Bye everyone.